Friends, greetings and salutations. Let's talk about Pltr and Nvda. Which one should you pay more attention to? I'm going to be completely honest with you with what, just a regular guy in the market, nothing fancy about me here, just a regular investor, had some luck in the market, been in this for some time now, and watched both these companies do insane numbers over the past few years with what's going on. So talking about, let's go right into Nvda here, because Nvda is just doing what they do, just constantly breaking records. So Nvda right now, come out saying like, hey, we're sold out of our new Blackwell chip for 12 months. Go imagine. Go figure. Not only that, Nvda had a really good week too, because Nvda was at some conferences, a big tech conference, and a lot was said about the Blackwell chip. And, people, investors more than not, are gearing up for this new Blackwell chip. This is a huge historical moment for Nvda, because it's, once again, let's start everything over again. Hey, look, we have the most advanced chip in the world, and guess what? Everybody in the world wants it. And now every analyst has come out and given their revision of what they think Nvidia stock is going to surge to here by 2025. Some are saying Nvidia is going to be 150 by December. Some are, but most of them are saying this time next year Nvidia will be a $200 stock. And you know what? It's hard to look at that and it's hard to go, well, that's crazy. When we say $200 by this time next year, that could be a conversation of just like, you can leave the comment and say, that's probably not even close to being correct, because Nvidia could be like 250 this time next month. Here's the interesting thing. The last quarterlies that Nvidia released, the quarterlies were so mind-melting that no one cared. Like, they came out with the quarterlies, and everyone was like, if these quarterlies are better than the ones before, and not to mention the ones before the last quarterlies that we just had, they were freaking nuts. But the last ones we just had with Nvidia, they were so good. People were like, you know what? Whatever. And Nvidia just took a sell-off. People went and chased the next dragon, which was a few other stocks here. And you're watching Nvidia here turn into the situation. It's like Nvidia's like the boxer that won't lose. It's like you want to watch it. You're always going to bet that they're going to win. If they ever lose or have some trouble, you're like, well, that's kind of interesting. It's like, it's almost at the point where people want to see Nvidia lose. Does that make sense? That's really what that's what I feel right now with Nvidia, because the company is winning so much. It's winning so much. People are like, it's almost boring to put your money in Nvidia right now, because you just know you're gonna make money if you hold some capital in Nvidia. So with these new chips that are going to come out, what do you think is going to happen here? When these chips start to show themselves in 2025 quarterlies with Nvidia, guess what's going to happen? They more than likely are going to be at least matching the quarterlies of this year, but more than likely they will be beating quarterlies that we haven't even seen yet. Like numbers we haven't even seen yet, they're going to be beating. So this leaves the question to where we go, this time next year, Nvidia will be the biggest, most wealthiest company in the history of man. It not only is it there, but it's about to just go into overdrive here. It's a very interesting thing that we're watching here, and you have to be crazy to go that say that Nvidia is not going to do more. Friends, Nvidia is about to start this tsunami of AI wave all over again. And in the situation too is there's going to be things attached to Nvidia. Nvidia is going to push this big wave of AI once again, controlling the market, but there's going to be other AI stocks attached to it that are just going to run with it. And like SoundHound, we all know that Nvidia has placed they've invested a lot of money in SoundHound, and of course there's the suspicion out there that Nvidia is going to buy SoundHound. There is that suspicion, and it's weird to say. It's like, I've seen this argument where a lot of people go, Actually, you know what? Nvidia is not really even an AI company, really, when you think about it. They just they design these chips, and then they have them then they send the design out to have them built. The chips come back, and then boom, they sell them and they make the money. But I don't know, that might be pushing the level there a little bit. I mean, still, at the end of the day, it's going to be AI company. But I get what people are saying here. But, with that SoundHound kind of argument I'm making right now, is that there's going to be other companies we're going to see do well just off of Nvidia doing well. And SoundHound is one of them. SoundHound is still very, very in the puppy dog stage of where it is right now. And I have told people, I said, hey, I think SoundHound more than likely is going to be the dark horse of 2025. I think it's going to come out of the shadow at a double-digit number here when no one expects it, and people they're going to go, oh my God, I should have put more money in this thing. If you look up not to go on a tangent here about SoundHound, but I want to stress that you should be looking at this company. You should be paying attention to it. So much so that there are a lot of analysts, a lot of people on YouTube, a lot of people just if you invest with other people, friends, everyone is watching these quarterlies with what SoundHound's supposed to do. This coming year, SoundHound is supposed to double their quarterlies, their yearly, finances. But with that too, you're watching a company get very, very deep in the weeds here with other AI companies. A lot of people think that Tesla and SoundHound could possibly start working together because what SoundHound is doing in the voice AI sector with vehicles right now, with what they're specializing in. So I don't want to go too much in a tangent on that, but obviously SoundHound, please pay attention to what SoundHound's doing. Do not get left out of that boat. It's going to take a moment here to really get somewhere, but when it starts cooking here, it's going to cook up a heck of a meal. Let's go right into Palantir. Let's talk about Palantir. Maybe I'll come back to Nvidia here, but Palantir. What can we not say about Palantir here? What can we not say? The situation with Palantir is that it's not stopping. And a lot of people are going, all right, are we going to see 45 and then a sell-off back down to 35? I talked about Palantir yesterday, and I was like, as long as we don't see a market crash, I don't know that we're going to see the 20s again with Palantir. I don't know that we'll see 20s. I think it's pretty safe to say that 20s may just be gone. They're just gone. We're not going to see them. I don't know that the 30s are gone. I would not be surprised to see Palantir maybe have a bad day. Maybe, analysts turn against it if they don't like these quarterlies that come out here in a few weeks, because Palantir will be releasing their Q3 quarterlies here very soon. And that's really going to be, the object that Palantir has got to hurdle itself over right now. Is Palantir going to just do 10% over expectations of these quarterlies? Are they going to do 20%, 25%? Now we're getting somewhere where we're getting into like an Nvidia situation where they're just crushing expectations. And this is why stocks get so expensive and just run so hard, because people get FOMO, find something very fast in the zeitgeist of stocks that are moving like this. Let's say Palantir, let's just go crazy. Let's go Nvidia crazy here. And obviously I'm not matching numbers back and forth. These are two different companies with two different forms of bank accounts. Let's say that. There's a reason why you're paying $140 for Nvidia, and there's a reason why you're still paying under $50 for Palantir here, okay? You're paying to play with two different beasts here. Palantir, let's just say it does 40% more than what expectations are supposed to be with this next quarterly. If they come out crushing this next quarterly, that would be it. Palantir would move to 50, 55. It could be 60 by Christmas, because the FOMO would be so thick in the air. And then on top of that, we would go into January. Doesn't matter who wins this election, whether it's her or it's him, the market will run on the news of a new president. It happens every time when a new president comes in that January, when they're placed, all that stuff. The market likes it. The market runs off of it. We know we're going to have a little bit of a fake run in the market here in January, regardless wherever the market goes after that, the rest of 2025. Today was a day that was met with some bad news in the market, but the market still had a little bit of a good day, which was weird. The market is weird right now. And I've said this publicly. I don't trust the market right now. I think the market is lying. I think the Feds are lying. I think the market's lying. I think it is tricking people right now. I think the only thing keeping this market so high right now is the little bit of good news supposedly that we've heard from job reports, although today was a different story, and then the fact that there is an election in less than 4 weeks. Today, inflation came out. It was higher than expected. No duh. If you go shopping, you buy groceries, day-to-day people can tell you inflation is coming back. It is obvious. It's not cheap out there. If I just take my family to Chick-fil-A for my 2 children, my wife and me, just to get some basic, fast food, we're talking $40. That's insanity. That's not right. If we go to the grocery store, why are eggs so expensive? Milk, everything's going back up. Butter, has anybody noticed how much butter is lately? It's not hard to see these things around you and this is the thing. When you become an investor, you just see things different in the world. I swear, I could write a book on this. This is why I tell people, if you're so into politics, start investing, because you are lying to yourself if you do not. You see the world different. You see everything different when you become an investor. It doesn't mean it's going to transform your vote. I'm just saying you see things different. The inflation report came out today. Job report, they had a little bit of a revision right there. Turns out not so good. I don't trust the market right now. I am keeping a large sum of capital off to the sidelines right now because I'm waiting for something bad to happen. I don't know what is going to trigger a huge sell-off. Now, if we do see a trigger in the market where we see a sell-off, Palantir and Nvda are not 2 companies that I'm worrying about. If we were to see a huge sell-off, let's say the recession happens. Let's say I couldn't imagine this happening before this election, that there would be a recession in the market, a recession in the economy, and obviously a huge pullback in the market where the S&P 500 just falls to pieces. Palantir more than likely would go back to a $30 range, just off people being scared and selling off large portions of their shares. And Nvda would probably, at this moment where it sits right now, would probably run back down to, let's say maybe it goes back down to like a $110, $100 spot. Great, we'll buy more. It's still not a situation where I would sell out of these 2 stocks for the rest of my life. I wouldn't even say, I would just take the hit if I didn't catch it in time. I would just take the hit, and plus, it depends where you're sitting at so much. There's a lot of people in here that are sitting with Palantir at $7, $10, $15, $20, maybe $30. You're doing well right now. You're doing, even if you're like $35, you're having a pretty nice little piggy bank chunk of change here with Palantir. Nvda, if you bought Nvda at $100 when it fell to $98, maybe you bought it at $115, maybe you bought it at $120. You're still having a nice little bump here with Nvda. But especially more than not, the next 6 months with these companies, nothing's going to stop these companies. It doesn't matter if there's a recession. These companies are going to be the companies, Palantir and Nvda, these are going to be the horses at the front of the pack that are pushing the market, pushing AI. So friends, if I've said anything here, and listen, I know I'm just talking. I'm trying to talk myself into a situation to where what I see, what is coming here in this market, what are we about to witness here? I think it's very obvious. I've made it clear. I don't trust the market. If you trust the market, good. I'm happy for you. I'm jealous of you. I just don't trust the market right now. I don't trust it. I don't trust that it's at an all-time high. I don't trust these Feds right now. I don't trust what's being told to us. I think the market is looking for an excuse right now for something bad to happen. What I do trust is that Nvda is going to be a life-changing company for investors if you just are patient and hold money in it. Same with Palantir. If you buy it and you hold it for what's coming here, it's going to be life-changing money. Friends, I wish all of you the best of luck. I really do mean that, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.